I made my own board game. It's a mix between Catan and Risk, two games I actually really like, and resource management. I will explain the rules and the way the game is played. So here is the box. I wrote this myself. It's still a prototype, but it's functional. So first there are 5 teams, red, green, purple, blue, and yellow. And I plan on making small lures for each team. These are the resources to buy troops or buildings. Here is the X tiles for the map. There are 6 different X tiles. The first one is desert, which produces wool. The plains, which produces carrots. Mountains, which produces rocks. Tundra, which produces iron. Forest, which produces wood. There are 5 X tiles per biomes, and there are 12 ocean X tiles. Ocean don't produce anything. It's sort of a natural border. There's also 2 bridges to cross said ocean. More on that later. So here's how the game is set up. First, each player, starting from the youngest, pick a random biome and place it on the table until each X tile is placed. The first tile is always an ocean tile. And here's an example of the map. This won't change during the game. I want a game to be different each time you play it. So this way the map is always random and you can't find a meta or the perfect strategy that will dominate the game each time you play. Each team has its own starting point, its own biome. This is why there is 5 teams and 5 types of biome. For example, the red team always starts on a mountain biome. It can be any mountain biome, but it has to be a mountain biome. Each tile is made of cardboard because I don't have a 3D printer. Let's say I'm the red team. This is my fortress. I have to defend this or else I lose the game. So since I'm the red team, I have to place it on a mountain biome. Let's say this one, and this will be my spawn if you want. Once I spawn, I will start with 1 troop. This is the smasher troop. There are 3 types of troop. I will get over this later. But this is the smasher troop, and I start with 1 at each new game. This is for the exploration phase, if you will. So every team has its fortress at the start, a smasher, and 2 of every resources, which are 2 woods, 2 walls, iron, 2 rocks, and 2 carrots. These 10 resources at the start are simply to make the game quicker to play. Instead of having to wait to get enough resources to buy troops or buildings, once all the team are set up, the youngest player rolls a dice, and depending on the number of the dice, let's say it was 4. If the player had rolled a 4, then this tile at this exact spot would receive a bridge. And this bridge serves as a way to make the game less blocked and more open. There is 2 tiles of each number from 1 to 6, and if the player had rolled 4, both of the tiles with the number 4 would receive a bridge. Any player can cross the bridge. It cannot be destroyed. I will now go over each of the things you can buy with your resources. First, start off with the buildings. There are 3 types of buildings. The first one is the factory. The factory is responsible for producing the resources on which it is placed, on which biome it is placed. For example, if I place a factory on the forest biome, then each turn I receive 1 wood because my factory is on the forest biome. If my factory was on the tundra biome, I would receive 1 iron per turn. Each player has 7 factory, and this number is important because let's say a player had 12 factories, that the player could receive 2 of each resources per turn, which is completely unfair. Each factory is free to build. and can be placed on any tiles that have any troops of your troops. So let's say I'm the red team and I have invaded the 3 territories near me, plains, desert, and desert. I can now place, after I have invaded those territories, I can place a factory on each of these biomes. And then, if they are not destroyed, when my turn will come again, I will receive 1 carrot, one wool, and another wool. So 2 wool and 1 carrot. And factories can be destroyed. They have 0 health points. So if an enemy player enters my biome on which I have a troop and kills said troop and is still present on the biome, a bit like Risk, I will lose this factory. The second building is the barracks, and the design is actually inspired from Clash of Clans because I think the designs are really cool. And the barracks are responsible, as you probably thought of, producing troops. Like I said, for a building to produce its resource, its troop, or its defenses, it needs to be placed on a biome. So let's say I am still the red team and I have invaded all 3 of those territories and I want to produce troops. So I think the plains are a strategic placement. So I place them here. I place the barracks. I place the barrack on said biome, and not this turn, but the next one, a bit like the factory, I will be able to produce troops. Each barracks costs 1 rock, 1 wood, and 1 iron. Once you spend all those resources, you can place it on any of the tiles that you own, which means again that you have built something on it, or that you currently guard with some of your troops. So now I have bought myself a barrack. I place it on the plains biome, and similar to the factory, next turn I will be able to produce troops. Now there are 3 types of troops. There is the smasher, your typical melee assault troop. There is the guard, which is a bit more useful in defense. And there is the skirmish, which is your ranged troop. First, the smasher. Each smasher costs 1 iron and 1 carrot. A smasher has 1 health point and 1 damage point, so it's really similar to Risk. The number here always wins. So let's say I have 3 smashers and the enemy has 2, then 3 minus 2 is 1, so I would win, but I would only have 1 smasher left from this exchange. Smashers have a special effect. If they are in a group of 3, they inflict 4 damage. Guards are exactly the same in offense as the smasher, but in defense they have a special effect. They deal double damage and have double health. So these are more useful to keep near important biomes or buildings. And each guard costs 1 iron and 1 wool. And finally, skirmish. The skirmish is terrible in offense and is pretty much only for support. The skirmish has 0 health points, meaning that if it enters melee combat, it automatically dies, and the other player keeps his troops. Its gimmick is that it can attack from an adjacent tiles, meaning that if, for example, the enemy had a smasher on this plain biome here, and I had a skirmish on this desert biome here, it could attack at 1 damage per turn the enemy troops that are on this biome. So again, for example, if the enemy had a smasher and I had a skirmish and it was my turn to attack, this skirmish could kill this troop on this tile. And again, the mechanic of the guard works. If the enemy had a guard and I had only 1 skirmish, I could not kill this guard because it has 2 health points in defense. And now finally, the last building is the workshop, and the workshop produces defenses. Again, exactly like barracks or the factory, I can only place a workshop on a tile I own. Let's say I think this desert biome here is a very important point for me, and I absolutely need to defend it. So I will build a workshop on it, and each workshop costs 2 wood, 1 iron, and 1 rock. Once I have placed a workshop, I need to wait a full turn, and then the turn after that I can now build defense. There are 3 types of defenses. The first is the wall. The wall simply blocks troops from entering a biome, and it has 10 health points. So it needs a minimum of 8 smashers, because 3 smashers is 4 damage. So 4 damage plus 4 damage is 8, and another 2. If there is less than that, it won't budge. Then there is the traps. Traps don't have any health points, but they inflict damage once an enemy enters the biome. Each trap deals 4 damage anytime a smasher or a guard or any troop steps on said biome. Each trap deals 4 damage no matter how many troops there are on said biome. So let's say, for example, you have 1 smasher and you enter the biome, the trap detonates and deals 4 damage, so the smasher is obviously gone. If there are, for example, 6 troops entering the biome, the trap will still deal 4 damage, so 4 out of the 6 troops will die. And you can only have 1 trap per tile. And the last defense is the Wizard Tower, again inspired by Clash of Clans. The Wizard Tower inflicts damage any tiles adjacent to where it is placed. So let's say, for example, I said that this desert tile was really important for me, so I build a Wizard Tower, and this Wizard Tower can affect any tiles around it, dealing 2 damage on any troop I want around said tile. So let's say there is 1 troop on each tiles on mine, so I can deal 2 damage to all troops around. It's a bit complicated, but if I had players, I could show it more properly. Troops cannot walk on ocean tiles. Now for the costs, each wall costs 2 rock and 1 wood, and walls cannot be placed on any tiles that is adjacent to an ocean tile. So, for example, I said that this desert biome really needs to be defended. I can only place a wall on this tile here, adjacent to the tundra one, or on this mountain tile, but I cannot put one when it is adjacent to an ocean biome. And your own troops can go through your own wall without problem. It only blocks enemy troops. Each trap costs 1 rock and 1 wood, and there is a maximum of 1 trap per tile, but you can put a trap on a tile where there is a Wizard Tower, for example. You have 8 walls at your disposal, 3 traps, and 1 Wizard Tower. Yeah, that's pretty much how the game is played. I intend this game to be played with 5 players, because we are 5 in my family. I hate it when games have a maximum of 3 or 4 players, or need an extra 2, let's say to be 6 players or 7 players. There isn't really a game made for 5 players. It can be played with 4 or 3, but I don't recommend 2 or more than 5, because there won't be enough space or enough biome tiles. There could be an extension pack I could make, and I have a lot of ideas, but this is, like I said, a prototype. There's probably a lot of things missing, or a lot of things that don't work, because I haven't tested it with players, but I will, and once it is tested, I probably will make a better version, and I'll probably publish it, or at least show it to YouTube again. So yeah, thanks for watching.